just whipped him. He's not a very tough adversary either, is he?
And somebody came up to me earlier this evening and was saying that I had said for the longest time that Bush wasn't a real conservative. They hadn't believed me, but now they saw it.
Now they see it.
But I partly don't understand. I mean, I know I can explain it in some ways, but internally I don't understand why folks didn't see it all along. Right? Since there were a lot of problems. I wouldn't have been in the field running against him if I thought he was what we needed. And that was pretty clear on a number of things, whether it was education and other stuff. But the thing that has, I think, broken my heart the most, and he's now getting into all kinds of trouble for it. People think he's in trouble in Iraq because of this, that, or the other thing. The truth is, step number one, the Iraq War is not difficult for us. Right? We have suffered some casualties, but as I often point out to people, we suffered more casualties on a single day of our major wars than we have suffered in the whole time we've been in Iraq. And that is not to denigrate the sacrifice our troops, it's to put it in perspective, right? We have got to understand that this is not something that says, oh. But I think the problem is that, though he mouthed a lot of words about democracy and all of this, he never, ever, ever sat down with the American people and helped them to understand the moral cause that's at stake in the war against terror. And the fact that our aim in Iraq is to serve that moral cause by going after the terrorists where they live. If as a side effect we can... no, I'm not sure that's what we're doing, but that's the only reason we should be doing it.
We should be in Afghanistan.
Now, if that is in fact what we're doing, well, the truth of the matter is we should be wherever we can effectively hunt them down and kill them. Go into their homes, go into their lairs. You don't defeat an enemy like this by sitting behind barriers at home waiting for them to come and get you. You got to go where they live and wipe them out. Now that doesn't mean, however, that our goal is to bring democracy and all this to Iraq. We can't do that. That's beyond our power. And I don't know why. Whatever possessed them to define our goal in those terms instead of sticking to the task at hand, which was to defend the people of the United States, to go after terrorists. If Iraq, and as I often told people, if you had asked me about it, I probably would have thought Iraq wasn't the best platform for this particular purpose. On the other hand, it does have one advantage. Iraq, to use the phrase McCain got all pilloried for, but nobody would bother me about it, Iraq is a perfect example of a tar baby strategy. I don't think this is what the administration is doing. Example? But a tar baby strategy. Look, terrorists are hard to track down, okay? They can be here, they can be there, they can be in Afghanistan, they can be in Yemen, they can be in Sudan, they can be in Indonesia, they can be all over. They're all over the place, okay? So at the end of the day, if your aim is to find them and kill them, one way to do that would be to set up an attractive nuisance where they're going to come to get you from all over the world, and then when they come, you kill them, right? That would be one way to do it. Iraq could be a perfect place for that. But did we approach it that way? If he had sat down and explained to the American people, we're going into Iraq because we need a platform from which we can develop the contacts and agents we need to infiltrate the Muslim world and make sure that we know what's going on before these terrorists strike. And at the same time, we'll be in place. Which would you, the American people, rather have? Armed terrorists conspiring to come to America and kill our unarmed civilians, right? Or armed Americans, well-trained and provided for, killing terrorists in Baghdad.
I'm laughing.
That's an easy choice. And I don't care how long we have to do it that way. I would rather that our military force understood that as a permanent part of defending the United States for the next 20 years, there was going to be a certain contingent of American forces in Iraq killing terrorists, or in Afghanistan killing terrorists, or wherever they had to be killing terrorists, so that we wouldn't have terrorists in New York killing Americans. That's what the military's for. The one thing I can't stand anymore is listening to all these jerks talk to me as if we created this army to bring it home. You don't create an army to keep it out of battle. You create an army to send it to fight the battles we need to fight. First, you make sure you need to fight it. But once you decide to need to fight it, you fight it and fight it and fight it. Because if it's needed, we're all going to die if you don't fight it. And I don't understand this whole debate. This whole debate is insane. It's crazy. Whether it's the Democrats, whether it's these stupid Republicans turning tail, either we need to fight these terrorists or we don't. Okay? If we do need to fight them, then we just have a decision to make. Fight them in Iraq, fight them in Afghanistan, fight them wherever they are. But don't complain to me because we're putting our soldiers in danger. Do you think the soldiers mind being put in danger? They don't. They were trained to be put in danger. It's their job to be put in danger. They are ready to be put in danger. That's what it's about for them. The notion that we should stand here crying tears because our soldiers are in danger strikes me as a sign of our decline. It's a sign that we've become too weak to survive.
They shouldn't be policing, Mr. Key. They shouldn't be on the streets like that.
But
like the way the president sees them.
Wait. Tell me something. And I think we have got to prepare for this, right? What we have to respond to in Baghdad or what we will have to respond to in Chicago doesn't depend on us. It depends on the terrorists. Our troops haven't decided that they have to police the streets of Baghdad. The terrorists have decided that they're going to do their killing on the streets of Baghdad, that they're going to come out of the woodwork to do it and give our people an opportunity to kill them. Which would you rather that our troops did? Let them live? This is what bothers me about this whole discussion. Do you know what's going to happen if the Democrats and some of these silly Republicans get their way? We're going to pull our troops out of Afghanistan. The terrorists will move back in. They will set up sophisticated mechanisms for developing huge cadres of people who will be crossing the southern borders that the same jerks are leaving open.
That's correct.
And killing us in Chicago and Detroit and Los Angeles and San Francisco. Our troops will be on our street corners killing terrorists who are firing from our buildings.
So why not lock up the border and bring them over here to protect us?
I'd rather that our streets remain peaceful and they do the killing in Baghdad. Now I know, you say, Alan, that's very cynical. That means that you're willing to put the people in Iraq in danger. No, I didn't put the people in Iraq in danger. The people of Iraq have been willing to tolerate governments that wouldn't keep these terrorists out and under control. That got them into trouble, got the trouble in Afghanistan and elsewhere. But since they're willing to let these people take over and establish their little roach warrens in their countries, we're going to send our exterminators over there to wipe them out. And anybody who cares about this country has to do that. There's no way out of it. And that's not our decision. As long as there are terrorists committed to killing our people, we must find them and kill them first.
We can find them at the border.
No, we can't. No. Waiting till people...
that's incorrect.
You know why I say that? I sat on the National Security Council for the better part of a year and a half. Wait, can I? Better part of a year and a half. Working on the terrorist problem. Right? This was back in the Reagan era, before all this other stuff started. Do you know the one lesson I learned about terrorism? There is only one way to fight terrorism. Good intelligence that helps you to understand where the terrorists are and gives you a sense of what they're up to. Right? And the second only way you deal with them is before they move, before they strike, before they show up, you kill them. We can't stop them once they get here.
Yeah.
When are we going to realize? Sherlock Holmes was the one who said it. If I'm somebody willing to give my life to kill you, you're going to die. Okay? That's the message these people sent on 9/11. We will die so long as you die, we'll be happy. You can't fight somebody like that at the border. You can't fight them in Detroit. They're going to kill your people, and they don't mind if they die doing it. Okay? That means that they're going to infiltrate, they're going to find their way, and then they're going to stand next to you with a bomb the way they do in Israel and blow you up. And we should look at the lessons that people have learned in that country about how hard it is to deal with that. You can't really stop it except you cross into their land and kill them first. Now, in our case, we happen to be luckier than the Israelis. See, because we're not living 10 and 15 and 20 miles from these people. We've got oceans and land separating us. And then we've got the money to build the ships and stuff to send our troops over there. We must do it. Okay? If we follow a strategy that lets them come here, this country will be destroyed. Wake up. We're not that strong.